former Big Brother Naija housemate Erica Nlewedim has said submission should be earned and not demanded. She argued that men have no business demanding submission from females simply because of their males. Erica argued that a woman will naturally submit to a man who has earned it, that is, at the point when she eventually feels safe and comfortable with that man. Erica's assertion was prompted after a fan asked a follow-up question to hers about submission in relation to feminism. Okay, Erica.
Where has she been?
Where has she been? Yeah,
it's been a
I think
while
after her
since
last movie.
Look at her looking all beautiful. Like, yo, this is what Kid Y is missing. Come on.
Oh wow, Kid Wire. I don't think there's any. The ship is broken already. But what do you think about submission? Do you think it's something that women should naturally know that they're meant to give to their man? Because some people will even bring up the Bible's backing on that. Yeah. But do you think there is any need for a man to earn it, or it's just something that should come naturally?
Now, here's what I feel. Yeah, when it comes to relationships and submission, I feel it shouldn't be a one-sided thing. Everybody should be submissive to each other. So it shouldn't be, oh, because the Bible says a woman should be submissive, so you now be submissive. And there are levels to these things, right? So you would, at what point would you be submissive that, sorry, I have to bring this in. Would you be submissive that it will lead to abuse? That will lead to domestic violence? It's
what?
Yes, yeah. I've seen people who will tell you, my husband asked me to do this, and I did it because I didn't do it well. It led to this, led to that. You're like, man, but that's an abuse. And she's like, no. Then tomorrow again, she does the same thing.
Okay.
Do you get that? So she keeps doing it over and over. So I feel when it comes to a healthy relationship, both parties should be as submissive as possible. So now, let's define submissiveness in a relationship. So is it when the woman decides to carry her salary and give you, or when she decides to wake up in the morning and kneel down and greet you and say, or when she gives you that respect in the relationship?
I don't think the submissiveness is referring to respect. It's referring to, in some cases, mostly referring to the lady giving the guy what he wants, even when she does not want it. Just submit and let him have his way.
Oh, okay. If the submissiveness, if we're looking at that aspect, right? We're looking at that aspect, and I don't feel it's to me. That's why I say it becomes an abuse.
Yeah. If
you're not up for it, and he said, hey man, you are my wife, you have to submit to me, which means that's an abuse. And I don't expect I don't even want any woman to be in that position of saying, hey look, I want to be submissive. No, if you would, like I said, it's both ways.
Yeah.
If I'm submissive to you, you should also be submissive to me. We should have that,
it should be a
symbiotic relationship between us. Yeah.
I feel like there are also some really archaic rules or laws about relationships and marriages that some people are still holding till now. I mean, I was listening to the radio sometime, and a lady called in asking for fellow Nigerians to give their opinion on something she was going through in her home. And she was like, her husband keeps bringing his family members to their house. And his salary is barely enough for herself and their 2 children. And yet there are 2 members of his family staying with them. And she has to be feeding them too. She has to be looking after them. Like, he's also providing for them too. And she doesn't know how to tell him because she doesn't want him to feel like she doesn't like his people or whatever. So how will someone like that now know what it means of the man earning it? Because there's a level of putting up with something ladies have to have boundaries with, that they can know that this is actually too much, but then I have to speak up for the sake of this, my own life, because this is going to be affecting her mentally too. So I feel earning it should be something that men are taught about when they are young, because this is something that can actually start from a younger age. Something that if you see your father doing with your mom, something you see your brother doing with your sister, you see like just attributes that you see in like the father figure, the male figure in your life at a very younger age.
No, the thing is,
reflect.
The thing is, times have changed, right?
Big time, yeah.
Times have changed, and you can't really learn some of those things from our parents anymore, because if you want to look at the way your mother acts as a man, you want to look at the way your mother will act with your father, how submissive she is, even when she's, you know,
not comfortable.
She just has to, you know, let me just do it. You might end up as a man not getting married because you're looking for that woman that acts like your mother.
That can endure,
which the present day women might not, they want to do that. So I feel the proper upbringing, the self-entitlement, once you can take that off your kids, let them know, look, nobody really owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything, not even your wife or anything. If you want something, if you can get it yourself. And if what you think or who you think is supposed to give you what you need is not giving it to you, you probably just let it go. You don't have to, I'm the man of the house.
You must
so I think that's basically what needs to be taught. But to say you are watching your parents, because there's certain things my mom do to date, and you know, I have conversations with some of the girls around me, and I'm like, hey, can you do this? Yeah, they're like, no, me I can't. I'm like, wow.
And you're like, okay, spec. So your mom is a spec, and it comes.
No, the thing is, just, I don't see her as to get married to somebody that will be exactly like her, because I know it's gonna be. In fact, they don't exist anymore.
Okay.
No, it's the fact that.
Wait, but what's this thing with guys always being more drawn or attracted to females that have characters of their mother? Like you see a guy that has a light-skinned mom being into light-skinned women majority of the time. Or you see, so like if his mom is dark-skinned, you just prefer that. And then the certain characters you see in a lady that you also see from your mom that you're just drawn to. Is that a thing, or is it just a
I don't know. I don't know, but I've heard people say that, and sometimes they've also told me stuff like, I'm like, oh wow. I think men are naturally big babies, right? Naturally big babies. So I think having a woman. So when I get home from work, I get home pretty late. So by the way, my mom is in town, and so I get home like around 11:30, 12. And I'm then going into my room, sneaking into my room. She still opens the door and asks me, have you eaten? Do you want me to fix something for you? Do you get? I'm like, oh, wow. Well, that would be nice. Or if not, I'm on feed farm. So then she's like, oh, okay, nice. Now, if you have a lady who does something similar, it gives you that memory of, oh,
yeah, home.
Yes, this is more like, that's when you start seeing men, like, that's the wife material. Most of the men will tell the woman is a wife material is because they've seen the woman do what they think their mom or their sisters have probably done. The love is shown them, so basically that's it, yeah.
All right, let's go into the international scene now. Kanye West could face lawsuit from George Floyd's family after he claimed in a recent interview that Floyd died from fentanyl use and not strangulation caused by police officer Derek Chauvin's knee. Civil rights attorney Lee Merritt, who has represented the Floyd family, said that they are considering legal action against West, even though it's not possible to defame the dead, claiming Floyd died from fentanyl, not the brutality established criminally and civilly undermines and diminishes the Floyd family's fight. Merritt said there are other legal avenues to pursue, including the Floyd family possibly suing for intentional infliction of emotional distress. West's remarks about Floyd comes amid backlash for recent social media posts by West that were criticized as anti-Semitic, and his decision to dress himself and several models with White Lives shirts at a recent fashion show. Kanye West is one.
He hasn't been taking his meds.
Wait. People, his friends have recently saying that some of his friends have been saying that he's beginning to act in a similar way to how he was acting when he went into a mental breakdown and all. So, him setting this thing now about George Floyd, like, why are we touching sleeping dog? Why are we disturbing the sleeping dog? Like, this is a very sensitive issue for the black community in general, and him talking about the cause of death being a different thing than what we saw already or what we know to be the cause is him just touching a wound that was already healing. You know, I don't know how his family is feeling now.
Kanye West, talks a whole lot of BS, and every time he speaks, what I think people should do, probably just sieve, just sieve it.
Yeah, true.
And just take what's needed to be taken. And on George Floyd, for the family say they're going to sue him, just like they know already, you can't actually
sue someone for defaming the dead.
But what they can sue is probably negative comments on their own part, if they can prove it, that he's trying to
and emotional distress, like
emotional distress for the family.
All right, no problem. I just hope Kanye West can explain himself further and just not disturb this family's peace of mind anymore.
I'm not sure it was intentional. He was probably
he was probably just airing out his own thoughts
and
about
sometimes
something.
the interviewers put him in that difficult position where he has to just say certain things. I watched this interview with Chris Cuomo of News Nation, and I saw how Chris was trying to box him into saying stuff that means he was crazy, and he's like, you guys are not listening to me. I'm trying to say something about what's currently going on, but you guys are asking me about how crazy I can get. So when you I said something that everybody is okay until those mental institution police guys captures you and tell you and say, Tonya, you're a mad person, get into the bus. The characters you're going to exhibit at a particular point in time is going to be the same as those mad people. Because you try to prove yourself, no, I'm not mad. Look at me, I can speak English. I work with PlusTV. You'll be saying things that naturally you wouldn't say. So that's the society as a whole, and he has friends who are not really supportive. That's what I said. They've tried to blacklist him, so.
Anyways, this is where we draw the curtain today. But thanks, of course, for watching. You can join the conversation on social media with the hashtag TEATIME. And remember, you can catch up on our previous episodes as well, including this very one and all our exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel at PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle. You can also watch TEATIME on Auto TV and in London on Ben Television and StarTimes Channel 308. A big thank you goes to my co-anchor, a.k.a.
Mama's favorite
son-in-law.
The Sugar of Lagos. Follow me up on Instagram, Twitter at Sugar of Lagos. SHUGA of Lagos. For those who can't spell.
Anyways, thanks of course to the production team, and thank you for watching Plus TV Africa's TEATIME. My name is Antonia Oshili. Peace out.